Growing up sucks. The responsibilities, the stress, the hardship, literally, why does society place all of these things on you as soon as you're 18? All of a sudden you have to make all your decisions for yourself and you're just left alone with no one to help you. Oh, and the work that comes with it. Being in this position, I can't help but just wish to be a child again. The days where my creativity flowed, my imagination was at its peak, and where life was as optimistic as it could get. This childlike wonder and lens of the world is something that I keep thinking of. All of that just leading to this. Dude, I'm fucking graduating. Like, I'm graduating. Oh my god, bro. Oh! I really wondered how that little version of me turned into the version of me today that is stressed, anxious, and just constantly overthinking. What is it about a child that makes them so happy? And why does growing up leave you to be eaten alive by responsibility? So the beginning of growing up, at least for me, just really started right after high school. I mean, I remember just getting out of high school and just having so many problems in my life, just everywhere, and just being so stressed and anxious all the time. And it's like, is this what growing up is? Like, this sucks. I remember being a kid and just being so present in the moment, almost not even realizing that there is a future and a past, just having fun in the moment, thinking of things in the moment, going out with friends and just purely being in that moment, not thinking about what's next or what was. And then, I mean, as a kid, I just had so much joy for everything, even the tiniest things that are daily occurrences, like reading a book or playing my instrument, or literally just the simplest things that I had so much fun with. It's not that I want to be a child again, but it's almost like I want to regain some of those childhood qualities and that childlike lens to life. I made it one of my missions this year to regain that childlike view of the world and live with the pure joy and happiness that children live with. And what better place to do this than where childhood goes to die? College. Okay, so this feels so weird because I'm out of college and I'm not in college. Also because I don't really hang around too many people that are my age. I am really, really nervous to just go up to random people and talk to them, so, oh my god. Okay. We're gonna do this. Alright, so, first question is, what do you miss most about childhood?
Then like the nostalgic feeling of like, I don't know, like watching these TV shows or like going outside.
Probably just not having as much responsibilities.
Feeling of just going to school, not having to worry about deadlines and stuff, just being like a little kid, you know, just talking to your friends, not having much to worry about, stuff like that.
That you don't feel anymore as now, like you feel like your adult life's going on, you know, you gotta focus on work, school, instead of no cares, no worries about when you're a child.
Everything gets done for you and like you're so taken care of, everyone cares about you.
I mean, when you're a child, yeah, you don't have responsibilities, but now as you're older, you get to make decisions for yourself and you can decide.
I think that one of the things we lose as we grow older is this childlike trait that where they just don't care what anyone else thinks of them. And as we grow older, we develop more and more social anxiety where it's like we're afraid to go up to other people because of what they'll think of us. But children will just go up to you and they'll say exactly what they're thinking. They'll say exactly what's on their minds, and they'll be like, oh, let's be friends. And as we grow up, we just develop more and more social anxiety, and it's almost taken away from us. It's like a trait that, it's such a good trait to have, and you know, I look forward to doing that more in the future, so. Leaving the college made me realize that the true killer of childhood wasn't college, but responsibility. So, first of all, what even is responsibility? Well, responsibility is having things that you're supposed to do. It's a state of being where you're accountable for the outcomes of your decisions. When you're a kid, you can do pretty much whatever you want because you don't really have any responsibility. The blame isn't really on you. If anything happens, then the blame will be on your parents. And that's because most of the decisions that are made for you by your parents. This is the reason for why at a certain point in life, I can't just sit around and watch my favorite childhood TV shows, or eat Pop-Tarts for breakfast, or play outside until the sun goes down. At a certain age, you're just expected to follow societal expectations, and should you do something wrong, all the outcomes that happen in your life are your fault because it is your decisions that led to them. Anything, literally anything, good or bad, that happens to you is your fault, and that's responsibility. That's a huge responsibility. That's a huge burden. But where does responsibility actually come from? Well, most of the time work. Whether it's working to stay fit, schoolwork to get through college, or work to pay the bills, responsibility comes from work. So there we are, doomed in the cycle of growing up, constantly taking more responsibility and more work until the day we retire and wait for our inevitable ends. Wait, wait, hold up. That was kind of out of nowhere dark. Hold up, there's gotta be some other missing clips here. Oh, here's some. When I really think about the times in my life where I was just truly happiest, moments where I was truly present, I realized that it wasn't during my childhood, but actually in my high school days. Days with constant high expectations. Days when I literally had adults picking on me. Days where the workload kept me up until 2 in the morning every day, and suddenly I remembered that I'd completely forgotten a factor that most of us do when it comes to work. Play. It's moments like these ones where I felt most alive in my life because it's this factor of play. It's this childlike attribute of play that I was incorporating into my life. So when you realize that you feel most alive when you're in a play state, then all you have to do is figure out how to maximize the amount of play in your life. And I know that sounds kind of stupid, but it works. Simply maximize the amount of play in your work so that you can assume responsibility while taking it in a form of play. There's a quote that really helped me out with this, and it goes, "What feels like play to you but looks like work to others?" Personally, I know this is gonna sound really weird, but I just genuinely love watching the stock market. It's all like a game to me. It feels like play, and when I'm doing it, it feels like I'm playing. It's just a game. When I'm analyzing a company, to others it probably looks like I'm doing something boring. I mean, I'm literally reading like 20-page financial statements. But to me, it's fun. It's something I would do even if I probably didn't have to do it. I know that sounds crazy weird. You just gotta trust me on this one. If you ask yourself this question, then you might be able to figure out something that you enjoy, maybe a passion that you have, a hobby that you enjoy to do, and you can turn it into a form of responsibility, a form of work. It'll help you figure out what type of work you want in your life. Now, even if you don't have a fun task ahead of you, I'm sure there are still some ways to gamify it. This tip is from Ali Abdal, and I've been following it recently every day, and it's to every morning when you wake up, just grab a sticky note and ask yourself, what is going to be my adventure today? Sometimes it's heading to a coffee shop and scripting a whole video, or other days it's simply go for a run and try to get a new PR. Whatever it is, it can help put you in the mindset of treating your life and your responsibility more like a game so that you can actually have fun while you do it. Gamifying your life is amazing, but there are still going to be times in your life when you just need to ignore your work and responsibility and truly act like a child again. Dance like no one's watching, shout the lyrics to your favorite songs, just create for the sake of creating. This is stuff that we did as a child that helped our health and well-being and made us overall happier. If we just incorporate some of this into our life now, then I mean, we're gonna be able to find more happiness in the future.
I feel like if you don't take time to just like laugh or like dance or just like play around with your friends, and I feel like that matters, because if you're like so serious all the time, I feel like that inner childhood thing is just gonna die. And I feel like you need to nurture that inner child and like let it play and let it have a good time, and and people will judge you for that, but it is what it is.
When you're able to access this childlike playfulness, life will sort of turn itself into a breeze. Relationships will flow easier, life becomes a ride. And more importantly, responsibility in your life transforms itself into a game that you get to play. I don't think any of us will ever truly experience a time like childhood ever again, but whatever point at your life you're in, you're still having new experiences, new feelings, and new challenges to face. Overall, I just think it's important to be grateful that we're here on Earth, living and experiencing this crazy thing that we call life, and to make the most of it before it's gone.
¿Qué necesita?
Dame un hisopo, necesito.
Por favor.
Por favor.
¿Qué vas a dibujar?